Hello everyone, I am Ashwini Saurabh Mehras from Department of Statistics, RBMB College, Srirampur. Today we will see the quartile deviation and mean deviation about mean of exponential distribution. So in previous lecture we have studied the exponential distribution. So it is denoted by x follows exponential distribution with parameter alpha, then its PDF, that is f of x, is given by alpha into e raised to minus alpha x when x is positive and alpha is greater than 0. So in case when the parameter is 1 upon alpha, we can also write the PDF as 1 upon alpha into e raised to minus 1 upon alpha x. So we have studied its mean, variance and MGF. Also we have studied about the moments of exponential distribution. So now in today's lecture we will find out the quartiles and quartile deviation of exponential distribution. So we know that the distribution function, that is CDF of exponential distribution, is 1 minus e raised to minus alpha x when x is positive. So this is the distribution function, means probability of x is less or equal to x. So in this way we can calculate f of x, and we also know that f of q1, that is probability of x is less or equal to q1, can be determined as 1 upon 4, and we can substitute here from the formula and we will get 1 minus e raised to minus alpha into q1, this equals to 1 upon 4. So by solving this equation we will get our first quartile, which is q1. So let us solve this. This will be minus e raised to minus alpha q1 equals to, this will be minus 3 upon 4, negative sign gets positive. Let's take log on both sides with the base e. So minus alpha q1 equals to log of 3 upon 4. And finally q1 will be minus 1 upon alpha into log of 3 upon 4. We can write this as 1 upon alpha into log of 4 upon 3. So this is our first quartile. In the similar way we can obtain the second quartile, which is median, and then we will obtain the third quartile. So now f of q2, which is probability of x is less or equal to q2, this is actually median of exponential distribution and the probability is half, we know that. So by substituting in this equation in the distribution function, so we will have 1 minus e raised to minus alpha into q2 equals to 1 upon 2. Let us solve this for q2. So e raised to minus alpha q2 will be half. If we take its log, then minus alpha q2 equals to log of 1 upon 2. And q2 will be minus 1 upon alpha into log of 1 upon 2. We can write this as 1 upon alpha into log of 2. This is the second quartile. Let us find out the last, that is third quartile, by using similar way. So f of q3 is 1 minus e raised to minus alpha into q3 equals to 3 upon 4. Then e raised to minus alpha q3, this will be 1 upon 4. After taking log, we will have minus alpha q3 equals to log of 1 upon 4. q3 will be minus 1 upon alpha into log of 1 upon 4. And finally q3 can be written as 1 upon alpha into log of 4. So in this way we have obtained the 3 quartiles, and from these 3 quartiles we can obtain the quartile deviation which is also known as a semi-interquartile range. So the formula is Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. Let us substitute these values of Q3 and Q1. Divide by 2. So 1 upon alpha will be constant, 1 upon 2 alpha into log of this 4 upon 3, which is equal to 1 upon 2 alpha into log of 3. So if we solve this equation, we will have 0.5493 into divided by alpha. So if we put the value of log 3, then we will get this. This is the quartile deviation of exponential distribution with parameter alpha. If there is an exponential distribution with parameter 1 upon alpha, then the quartile deviation will be just 0.5493 into alpha. So in this way we can calculate this. So in general, the quartile deviation the quartiles Qi can be written as minus 1 upon alpha into log of 1 minus I upon 4. By substituting the value of I as 1, 2 and 3, we can obtain the 3 quartiles. Similarly, if we want to calculate the deciles and percentiles for exponential distribution, then in general the formula will be di equals to minus 1 upon alpha into log of 1 minus I upon 10. Here the denominator, at the denominator of I, 10 is written because we are obtaining the decile. By substituting the value of I from 1 to 9, we will have our deciles. And finally percentiles, minus 1 upon alpha into log of 1 minus I upon 100. So 100 is written here because we are obtaining the percentiles. By substituting the value of I as from 1 to 99, we will get our percentiles. So in this way the partition values for exponential distribution can be obtained. Now we will see the next point, which is mean deviation about mean. Of exponential distribution with parameter alpha. So we know the PDF of exponential distribution, which is f of x equals to alpha into e raised to minus alpha x dx. When x is greater than 0, alpha is greater than 0. Now we are obtaining the mean deviation about mean. So for that purpose, we know that mean of exponential distribution, that is expected x, is 1 upon alpha. We have seen this and obtained this in my previous video lectures. So mean deviation about mean, it is written as expected of modulus of x minus mean. So now I am substituting the value of mean here. So expected mod of x minus 1 upon alpha. Now by using regular method for solving expectation of a variable, we can solve this. So which is integration from 0 to infinity mod of x minus 1 upon alpha into f of x dx. So by substituting the value of PDF from here, we will solve this and we will get our mean deviation about mean. So let us solve this. So I am going to put f of x as this. Alpha is a constant term which will come outside the integration. X minus 1 upon alpha into e raised to minus alpha x dx. Let this alpha we will take inside the bracket. So we have integration, this will be alpha x minus 1 e raised to minus alpha x dx integration from 0 to infinity. So here let us make one substitution, which is y equal to alpha x. So x will be y upon alpha, and this implies that dx can be written as dy upon alpha. Also we have to check the range. The range of x is from 0 to infinity. That's why the range of y will also from 0 to infinity. So let us make substitution here. We will get integration from 0 to infinity modulus of y minus 1 into e raised to minus y dy upon alpha. So 1 upon alpha, this will come outside the integration from 0 to infinity. Here we can write this modulus sign. So we will divide the integration from 0 to 1 and from 1 to infinity. So I can write here 1 minus y into e raised to minus y dy plus integration from 1 to infinity into y minus 1 e raised to minus y dy. So we have splitted this integration from 0 to infinity as from 0 to 1 and from 1 to infinity, and these are the two parts. So we will give the name as I1 and I2 for these two integrations. Now we will solve these integrations and just substitute here to get the mean deviation about mean. So here I1 is 1 upon alpha into integration 1 minus y e raised to minus y dy from 0 to 1. Here we have to make the use of LIATE rule here, or integration by parts. So 1 upon alpha as it is here, this is 1 minus y e raised to minus y from 0 to 1 and minus integration e raised to minus y and which can be solved. We will get as 1 upon alpha into e raised to minus 1. So I have written directly the answer. You can check by solving this integration. This is 1 upon alpha into e raised to minus 1. Similarly, we will solve the I2 integration. So I am taking this 1 upon alpha to both integrations. So 1 upon alpha into integration y minus 1 e raised to minus y dy. Here the integration is from 1 to infinity. So 1 upon alpha into y minus 1 e raised to minus y 1 to infinity minus integration e raised to minus y into minus 1 dy. So by solving this we will get the same. So 1 upon alpha into e raised to minus 1. So let us substitute the value of I1 and I2 in this equation. So we will have mean deviation about mean equals to 1 upon alpha into e raised to minus 1 plus 1 upon alpha into e raised to minus 1, which is 2 times e raised to minus 1 upon alpha, that is 2 upon e alpha. So we know the value of e, so just substitute the value of e, and mean deviation about mean equal to 0.7358 upon alpha. So this is the mean deviation about mean for exponential distribution, and we can see that this is greater than the quartile deviation, which was 0.5493 upon alpha. So mean deviation is greater than quartile deviation for exponential distribution. If we have exponential distribution with parameter 1 upon alpha, then similar way we can calculate the mean deviation about mean, and it will be 2 alpha upon e. So here the parameter alpha will be in the numerator. So in this way we can calculate for both type of exponential distribution. Now we will see the next point, which is additive property of exponential distribution. So for this property we will make the use of MGF, means moment generating function, and its property. So basically we have calculated MGF of exponential distribution. I will just calculate this into 3 steps. So the MGF means mxt is expected e raised to tx, which is integration e raised to tx into alpha into e raised to minus alpha x, and substituting here PDF. The range is from 0 to infinity. So I am using the parameter alpha. So alpha is a constant, integration e raised to minus, here I am going to take the value x as a common, so minus x into alpha minus t dx, alpha into, this is e raised to minus x alpha minus t upon minus alpha minus t. We have already obtained this in previous lecture. So alpha upon this alpha minus t into, if we substitute the upper limit and lower limit, it will be 1. This is alpha minus t upon alpha bracket raised to minus 1. So 1 minus t upon alpha bracket raised to minus 1. This is the formula to calculate MGF. Now we are going to see the additive property of MGF, of exponential distribution. For that purpose, let us take the 2 variables. Means suppose x1 and x2 are the 2 variables. x1 follows exponential with parameter alpha 1, and x2 follows exponential distribution with parameter alpha 2. Then let us check whether the distribution of addition of 2 variables, means x1 plus x2, whether it is exponential or not. This is all about the additive property. So we will make use of the MGF. So mx1t equals to, we can write from this 1 minus t upon alpha bracket raised to minus 1, and mx2 of t is 1 minus t upon alpha 2 bracket raised to minus 1. So we know the property of MGF. So this is the property. That is, MGF of addition of the 2 variables is equal to the product of their individual MGFs. So this is, by using this property, we will get the MGF of x1 plus x2 as 1 minus t upon alpha 1 bracket raised to minus 1 into 1 minus t upon alpha 2 bracket raised to minus 1. I have just substituted the MGFs of x1 and x2, and this is further cannot be solved, and this is not the MGF of exponential distribution. So that's why we can say that this variable x1 plus x2, this does not follows exponential distribution with parameters alpha 1 plus alpha 2, or this does not follows the same distribution. So this is the additive property of exponential distribution. We can generalize this property for n variables. Means suppose we have x1, x2 and so on xn variable. Means suppose this xn follows exponential with parameter alpha n, means there are n number of variables. Then we can also prove the additive property, means we will make the use of this property. This is summation of xi equals to product of MGF of these xi's. So we can write this will be 1 minus t t upon alpha 1 bracket raised to minus 1 into 1 minus t upon alpha 2 bracket raised to minus 1 and so on 1 minus t upon alpha n bracket raised to minus 1. So which is product of 1 minus t upon alpha I bracket raised to minus 1, which is not the MGF of exponential distribution, and that's why we can further say that this summation xi does not follows exponential distribution. So we can prove this, or we can write the generalization of this property also. So today we have seen quartile deviation, mean deviation, the relation between them, and finally we have learned the additive property of exponential distribution. In next lecture we will see some examples and lack of memory property of exponential distribution. Thanks for watching.